Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at IX Web Hosting. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com to get up to 40% off your first year of the best hosting on the planet. Today's episode of Dueling Dialogue is brought to you by Saucy Eva. GMA's marinade is coming soon to a plate near you to gourmetize your meats and proteins. Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 57. I'm Connor Murphy here with Grace Matthews, all the way in Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Grace. How you doing?
Well, I'm okay. It's been cold, but, the states are going to get some blizzard from Florida on up the coastline. These people that never get snow and ice are going to get this crazy amount. It's going to turn into like a snow hurricane.
Oh, my. Poor you guys.
And I got relatives that way, so I'm kind of hoping that
maybe Canada
goes okay.
Maybe Canada can lend them some dog sleds.
I don't know. I saw that little piece you sent me last night about in Canada the penguins had to be brought in. It's
so cold in Calgary Zoo that they brought the penguins inside.
That's pretty cold. That is pretty cold, and it's getting cold in D.C. ahead of the storm.
Oh, really? What are we talking about today, then?
Well, everybody's crazy and losing their mind. Steve Bannon apparently interviewed for a book written by journalist Michael Wolff. And the book isn't even out yet, so it's upcoming. But they dropped several bombshells.
Oh, of course.
To Raw Story. The book's title is Fire and Fury. Inside the Trump Whitehouse.
Well, that tells you right there what the book's about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And this is vindictive. I think, first of all, Steve Bannon has certainly turned on the president.
It sounds like it in Canadian media as well today. It's all over. Yeah. Trending.
First of all, Steve claims that the meeting with Don Jr. and the Russian attorney that was supposedly, and I'm doing some air quotes, about adoption was nothing less than treason.
Okay.
He predicts that Robert Mueller will crack Don Jr. like an egg.
All right.
Treasonous is a big damn word, if you ask me. But you know what you and I have always agreed on is that they will do everything in their power to take down Don Jr. and Jared Kushner.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going for the kids. And really, for a lot of parents, they would tell you, I'd much rather somebody come after me than go after my kids.
Yeah, that's totally true. And I mean, they're doing it on purpose. So
yeah, well, and they are either seeking a subpoena or they've already gotten a subpoena for Jared Kushner's bank records. So Russia is not over, and it is not completely going to the left in the way we have kind of believed the past few days.
I'd like to look at Michael Wolff's bank records.
Good thinking. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And really, how did he? What does Steve Bannon have to gain? When Steve Bannon left the White House, he was on Trump's side. They kind of had a split when the Alabama primaries took place. The president supported Luther Strange, and Steve Bannon supported Roy Moore. Well, as you can see, Roy Moore did not win because he had all these charges of pedophilia out there. I mean, the president did go ahead for the seat, and he said for the seat, he supported Roy Moore. He never did personally appear with him, which I thought was a huge statement, considering we really needed that seat. Nevertheless, Steve Bannon lost that small victory that was not so small, maybe.
So you think he's being vindictive?
I do.
Yeah,
I think he's being vindictive. Yeah. And I've never been a big Steve Bannon fan, and I think I told you a couple of months ago, I got an invitation to go to it's a conference
Right.
in St. Louis that was surrounded around him, all the events, and he was speaking. And I sort of declined, and normally because I'm on like if there's an A, B, and C list, I'm like at the end of the C list to get an invitation. I sort of jump on the chance, whatever it might be. Steve Bannon seems a little too nationalist to me. That takes us to the second point. He claimed that when former Fox boss Roger Ailes recommended former House Speaker John Boehner for the chief of staff position, Trump didn't know who he was. Now, that has already been debunked because they even played golf together before, and he's tweeted about him.
Okay.
He also said that First Lady Melania Trump was horrified by Trump's win. I don't, you know what? I'd be horrified if I was married to the president.
Yeah.
You know? Especially if I had lived kind of the life that she was living,
Yeah.
A little, it's cool. She got the money you need. She's got one kid at home. Living in New York, I don't know. Why would I want to do it?
Right, exactly. He was comfortable
why would I
where
want
she was
somebody
at.
in every aspect of my life?
I agree there.
Now, this is a pretty low blow. Former campaign aide tried to tutor Trump in governance by teaching him about the Constitution, and he failed miserably.
How would he know that?
He says, Nunberg explained, I got as far as the Fourth Amendment before his finger is pulling down on his lip and his eyes are rolling back in his head. Really?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, Trump is paranoid about germs. Now, Trump's even said this before. He said that part of the reason most of the dossier wasn't true was because he's a germaphobe. And, there were some really nasty things that he supposedly did with some of these women. Anyway, he warned the White House cleaning staff to never, under any circumstances, touch his toothbrush. I might say that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't want them touching my toothbrush. Yeah.
I keep mine with a little cap over it, a breathing cap. I'm a germaphobe too, though. But he said that the president reprimanded the cleaning staff after one of them picked up a shirt he left on the floor. Bannon says Wolff, according to Wolff, the author, if my shirt is on the floor, it's because I want it on the floor. I don't even think that's that big of news.
Wow.
I mean, I would hope he wouldn't be that petty, but...
This just sounds like a bunch of vindictive stories.
Yeah, it really does. I think that it'll be on the fiction list, maybe. 21st, it says that 21st Century Fox boss Rupert Murdock called Trump an effing idiot after the two of them discussed H-1B visas. He claimed that Trump didn't understand how Silicon Valley needed this extra talent.
Wow.
That may or may not be true. If it's true, I mean, it's just not that earth-shattering.
Yeah.
He also said that Ann Coulter warned Trump against hiring his children. I think all of us would have warned him against that.
I think so, too.
I wonder if now he believes that was a bad idea.
Yeah, probably in hindsight now.
Yeah. And Ann Coulter saying something that disagreeing with someone about something is certainly not news. They didn't even let her talk in Canada. She's so disagreeable.
Yeah, true.
Said that also Trump didn't want former United Nations Ambassador John Bolton to be Secretary of State, primarily because of his big bushy mustache.
Wow.
Well, I know somebody, I used to work with somebody that wouldn't hire anybody that slicked back their hair. You know why? He said he didn't trust anybody that slicked back their hair.
Wow.
People have things.
They have things. People have things. Yeah.
Trump, if you look at Steve Bannon, he does look a little bit like he's lost his mind. He looked like that before he lost his mind, too, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this is all about. It just sounds like a whole bunch of vindictive crap.
Steve Bannon certainly has following. He certainly has a following that I would say is part of that shadow government. These guys have way too much control of what goes on within the party.
Yeah, I think there's some old swamp connections there.
There absolutely is.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, are we looking to see Bannon as president in 2020 running against Trump?
Good question. I never thought of it.
He needs to groom himself if he's thinking about that.
Yeah.
He's not very nicely groomed. He doesn't even look clean.
No.
I always imagine meeting him and him having a little BO. I'm serious.
Yeah, true.
He looks like he needs a shower.
Yeah, he does. He does. Most of the time, you are correct there.
You know what? I love men with long hair, okay? If they can wear long hair. Not all hair is meant to be long.
Right. And
when I see a guy that has long hair that shouldn't have long hair,
it's Steve Bannon.
It's Steve Bannon. That's it.
Too funny.
Oh my gosh. So we move on.
Okay.
This keeps coming up over and over again. And I've got to ask a Canadian kind of questions today. Should unemployment pay require a drug test?
Wow.
I say yes. Not because I think that if someone tests positive, they should not be able to get their resources. It's because I think they should get help.
That's an interesting angle on it. But
and I think that
I don't see that angle happening.
I would say it needs to be like specific drugs too. I don't know whether I would say that someone with marijuana, alcohol, I guess it's marijuana or alcohol, but
I guess it would depend on what drugs. Now, what's considered a drug? If you're talking about cannabis, there is so much going on in Canada with the legalization of cannabis right now that people that need it medically can't get it. They have to get it illegally because everybody's concentrating on taxing the recreational users. And meanwhile, the medical patients that really, really need it can't get it. So that's currently what's going on.
Well,
because Trudeau's got to figure out how to tax
California, because, the first recreational use of marijuana in California became legal.
Right.
You can have 6 plants or an ounce or less, right?
Right.
So I certainly think you would have to define. Now, this question was about unemployment.
Right.
Unemployment is really an insurance funded by employers. This is separate from welfare. It's also been discussed about welfare.
Right. And I think there are some provinces that may even require that here, because I've heard this similar talk in Canada before.
Yeah.
So
I believe there's certain areas of Florida that do it now. But when you think about the fact that we are in such an opioid crisis in the United States, and heroin has become, an epidemic.
Right.
So much of an epidemic that it has actually significantly lowered our life expectancy.
Right.
In a few short years, we have lowered our life expectancies by 10 to 15 years just through the opioid problem.
Yeah, and the amount of money that it costs to treat all of the addicts is through the roof. It's insane. And who's paying for that? It is. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't treat them, they die. That's inhumane.
Right. So maybe this is a way.
If you don't treat them, how can they go back to work?
Yeah, well, maybe this is a way of finding them out there and getting them help. But I seem to doubt that that's what the case is going to be. They're just going to disqualify them. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. It's sad. It's a problem. It's not easy to decide what the solution is.
No.
Okay, we're Bitcoin has went up
and down
significantly.
Yeah.
Down significantly, and it's
Bouncing
rising again.
Yeah.
You know, I have said that I believe that it is not Bitcoin that's going to be the cryptocurrency that eventually makes it, or
Right.
that has staying power, because the growing pains have probably allowed some players into the game that are a little scary and unreliable and all sorts of problems.
Right.
I know you have a perfectly good point. If you're sitting in Venezuela, you got a little bit of money, and you look at that Venezuelan market and you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin seems safer than this Venezuelan market. I get
Yes.
that. I agree with you.
And that has happened, and not just
That
there.
has happened a lot.
It was
Zimbabwe
as well, yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Probably,
sustained a lot
yeah,
of
it has
people.
since sustained. I also heard today by an expert that said this will be one of the best ways, if not the only way in the future, for people to pay rent.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
With
Bitcoin,
a cryptocurrency.
the price fluctuates too much. It's like saying, if you're going to rent from me, the price of the rent's going to be, sometimes $300, sometimes $30,000 a month. It's not going to work. Here in Canada,
that's an interesting point of view, though.
Here we use e-transfer to pay rent and pay each other and whatever. We just log into your bank and email the money to somebody. It's very easy and it's free. And free is good. Yeah.
Free is good. Free is good.
Yes. Well, I shouldn't say free. I mean, we all got bank charges, so it's not really free. Yeah.
Right.
Nothing's free.
But it's not an extra charge.
No. I think if you send a lot of them, they start charging you. It depends on your plan, I guess.
Well, as we move more and more towards a cashless society, I think you all seem a little more cashless than we are.
Probably right. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you Canadians seem to have taken to technology quicker, especially as it relates to finances.
Yeah, like if we order a pizza, they can't come in with a machine, just like you're using it at a till to pay from your debit card or your credit card. They have a machine with them that works on a cell network, and you just punch in your card number, and so you can even tip them through the machine. So you don't need cash anymore unless you're, going to pay.
Where I live, we're still reading the numbers off to them, which makes me nervous. I don't want somebody writing my number down on a scratch sheet of paper.
Yeah, who's listening, right?
Or saying it out loud. Exactly. So I would be more happy if they showed up and I could hand them my card at the door.
Yeah, and you just tap it on the thing and you're done. Don't
Exactly.
even need to go grab my glasses to do it. I just tap my card on the machine and it's done. So it's convenient, not very convenient, I guess, if you lose your card, but everybody has a certain amount of insurance. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting though that you guys are holding off on a lot of those things that we've been doing for years now.
Yeah, you seem to embrace it a lot quicker, and it could just be that we got a lot of area to cover around here.
Right. Yeah.
More people, and I don't know, but I do see us moving more towards cashless society.
Oh, for sure. I don't think Bitcoin's going to be it, though.
I don't either. So, but moving ahead on the financial front, rumor has it that Target will be bought by Amazon or maybe Alibaba.
That would be huge. Yeah.
Now, Alibaba is actually more proficient with going in and buying a retailer and making them what they want.
Right. Yeah, Alibaba is incredibly huge, too.
Amazon is just now starting. Alibaba might even be huger than Amazon.
Yeah,
but
good question.
Buying Target would get them into the States and give Amazon some run for the money.
Yeah, for sure. Competition is good.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just got a breaking news that is very interesting before we go on to other news.
Okay.
Paul Manafort has sued Mueller and Rosenstein, claiming the Russian investigation goes too far.
Oh, that'll work.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, but you know what? It might be a fun.
Yeah. Well, it was good for a laugh already. So, yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
talk about fun. Actually, this isn't that fun, but Kim Jong Un has a nuke button at his desk.
He's probably got one for donuts too. Just presses a button, plunk, and they bring him a donut.
Cheese or a black
A
panther.
cheese. Yeah.
Nevertheless, we don't know whether it works or not. I will tell you that they positioned another missile
Right.
early this morning.
Yeah. Huh.
Was it a test? Is it something that's going to be tested in the next few days? Does it have to do with this little nuke button? But the one thing we know for sure is that Trump's nuke button is bigger than little Kim's.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, of course Trump would say that. That's too funny.
Being unpredictable as he is, little Kim also, on the other hand, wants to open a line of communication with South Korea in hopes of sending a couple of his athletes to the Olympics.
Right. Yeah, go figure.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Is he really using this as a ploy to get some goods? They got to be getting hungry over there.
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, we do know they are getting hungry.
Yeah, and radiated.
Yeah, we did catch over the holiday, China was sending them some oil and other items, and I'm still not sure how Trump's going to handle that. There was talk about sanctions against China for lying to us.
Right.
Saying that they would honor the sanctions, which, this has happened before with China. China will say whatever you want to hear.
Right. As far as I know,
whatever they want to do.
As far as I know, from what I've seen in the news, is that they repossess those, I guess, tankers in South Korea waters. So they've basically taken possession of those freighters or tankers. But that's all I know. I don't know. So there wasn't anything saying it, to follow that up. I think this Bannon thing took off.
Yeah.
and just stole the news. So.
Oh, definitely.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
It will. Young people in Iran are protesting. Apparently, the spending budget was printed.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. And these people, part of the group of young people that has an unemployment rate of 40%, they were not too happy when they saw the kind of money that the theocracy was taking and the regime.
Right, exactly.
The United States is backing the young people. I mean, Iran, and the budget even showed the money they were giving to Hezbollah and to terrorism. I mean, so they saw the breakdown.
Wow.
The complete breakdown. Of course, protesting is illegal there. Already 21 people are dead, 200 are injured. And if that's the word we're getting out of there, it's probably a lot more than that.
Yeah. I agree with you there. For
Still,
sure.
There are people out there that just can't do anything but disagree with Trump. I mean, it really doesn't matter how ridiculous it makes them sound. The View's Joy Behar was defending the regime today. The same regime that kills gay people, Jews.
Wow. What are you thinking?
We know how they treat women and young people. I mean, honestly, does she realize what she's saying?
Obviously not. Wow.
It's just crazy.
Huh.
And in light of all of this protesting, oil prices are on the rise, significantly on the rise. They were, right before we went to air, they were about $61.49, I believe.
Wow,
which is
nice.
Quite a bit higher than it's been, because Iran is, I believe, number 2 in the world on oil exports. Now, reported yesterday was that these kids had not, tried to stop oil production or protesting at oil sites at all, but the fear that they might, how oil is.
Right.
The fear that they might brings oil prices up.
Well, oil prices rising, probably a good thing for Alberta. Not a good thing for the rest of us.
Definitely. Yeah. For us consumers, it's not a good thing.
No. But, the economy in certain oil states and provinces has been suffering because of the low price of oil.
Yeah. The shale business, is not really worth it.
Right.
If you can't at least keep over that $50, $55 amount. So at 60, 61, they're happy campers.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm trying to remember how much gas I have in my car. I'm cheap. Anyway, California legalized cannabis for everyone.
Yes.
Or I guess I'm pretty sure you have to be over 21, don't you?
Yeah, you are correct. There's some laws around it.
They also became a sanctuary state.
Oh?
Meaning they will no longer ask someone in the entire state if they are illegal. They will no longer report to ICE. Most of the cities weren't anyway. This has got a lot of people upset because a lot of people claim this is nothing more than politics because Democrats are hoping that these people become voters.
Yeah.
Not just voters, but Democratic.
Yeah. Sounds like a Trudeau tactic to me.
Yeah, I don't know because, that's not right. When they break the law, they shouldn't receive special treatment because they're not citizens. That's silly.
So basically it's a safe haven and they're going to give them a bong.
Exactly. Speaking of bongs, CNN is in so much trouble with
I have
viewers.
Not heard this. Yeah, I've not heard this.
So, last year Don Lemon got a little drunk and weepy on the air. The news. Okay. Well, this year they had to top it, right? And, they lost Kathy Griffin because they had to fire her when she, decapitated the president.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
and her
year,
career.
Danny Kaye, who's not that young, was so it's kind of interesting that they chose someone, maybe, I don't know, she's probably upper 40s, 50, I don't know, to go into a Colorado bar and, smoke out of a bong.
Wow.
Okay, and then they had Don Lemon kissing his boyfriend and all of that, so there was definitely, for a lot of people, shock on the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
But the people that are most upset are not anti-pot legalization people. They are the other ones. The people that want it legalized. The people that want it treated like alcohol.
Well, that's
people
odd.
That want it for medical use. They said it made it look like a fad, it made it look trendy, and it made it look like something a junior high kid should do.
Well, it certainly makes it look like they were shooting for ratings.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I can see why people are pissed then.
Well, yeah, I think that's what they are doing is their ratings in general are poor compared to the other channels. They're certainly better than they were before Trump ran for president. Everybody's ratings are better now if they're Trump's in the arena, but they still are not mastering what the other networks have.
Right.
So they're trying to cater to a young crowd.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That's. I'm not even sure I believe that, but I just said it.
Yeah, I agree that.
I mean, I can knock holes in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hoda Kotb is now officially Matt Lauer's replacement. She's been filling in since he was fired, but she will be paid $18 million a year less for the same job.
Wow.
Now, on many levels, this is like, we were right. We said putting another man in, or putting men in some of these positions is a thing of the past for a while because the liability and the liability insurance is just going to be too outrageous.
Plus, look at the money you save.
Well, for God's sakes, yeah. So, yeah, they're all fair. Well, aren't they? There's no sexism there.
I'm firing all the guys and hiring women. Look at the money I could save. Holy smoke. Exactly. Awesome.
Exactly.
Not. Whoa.
So this also takes away that show with the male-female perspective.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mothers that raise children without dads. They still need that male perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a woman. I don't have it all. I don't got all the answers.
Unreal.
I'm not always right. I say I am, but I'm not, you know? And so I don't know. I don't know that I like that. I am sure there are lots of women out there that do like it.
Hoda needs a raise.
But Hoda should be paid at least something comparable to what he was making.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of difference in her salary and his salary of 18.
And Hoda has been with NBC for a long time.
Forever.
She's not even getting what Megyn Kelly's getting.
Wow.
Is that not a thorn in the side? Hoda also needs a new agent.
Here in Canada, we say, isn't that a kick in the ass with a frozen muckluck?
I would agree with that.
A muckluck is a winter boot, Eskimo winter boot, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got those little things that grab the snow.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, we just use our golf shoes to walk around.
I just stay inside until it melts.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. But Senator Orrin Hatch has announced that he will not run in 2018. He is the longest running senator. I say hello to Senator Mitt Romney because he is going to run. He will win, no doubt about it. The minute that Orrin Hatch said, "Hasta la vista, I'm not coming back," Romney on his Twitter account changed his home from Massachusetts to Holiday, Utah. So,
there you go.
People in Utah love him, love him, love him. There is no doubt he will win. There's no sense in anybody running against him.
Wow.
So I don't know how that's going to work out because he said a lot of really bad things about Trump. Really bad.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. But I'm beginning to see his name a lot more in the news.
He's getting older, too. So that...
Well, we all are.
Yeah, we are. Every day we are. This is a really sad story. A 16-year-old autistic boy in New Jersey killed his parents, his sister, and another person on New Year's Eve.
Oh, my.
Just very, very horrible. Autism. Wow. I would guess that this is one of the higher forms of autism, like Asperger's. I don't know that because a lot of autistic kids cannot manage to plan this and get it done. Even though he is autistic and he's 16, they're still going to try him as an adult.
Yeah, that's immediately where my head went to.
Yeah, so
sad.
Oh, absolutely. And another New Year's Eve tragedy. 10 Americans were killed in a Costa Rican plane crash.
Oh, no.
A very beloved New York City Jewish family that was a part of many charitable deeds, let's say, a philanthropist family, were among 5 of those 10 dead.
Oh, no.
So that's really a huge loss for the New York community.
Huge loss. Speaking of huge losses.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about this earlier. I'm still chuckling.
Yeah. The proud Cleveland Browns became the second team in NFL history to finish the season at 0-16.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
Are you kidding me?
People are getting fired. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then while we were out partying over the holiday, the State Department released Uma Abedin's emails. Now, Uma Abedin was the longtime aide of Hillary Clinton, married to none other than Anthony Weiner.
Oh, okay.
So all the emails that were released were from Anthony Weiner's laptop. We know that Anthony Weiner went to jail for sexting with a 15-year-old.
Right.
And he really had some offenses before then, so he's really, basically a pedophile.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, there were at least 4 classified emails on that computer, Weiner's, I have to keep saying that, his computer, and they were all marked. Huh. Now, if you remember some of the things that Hillary has said in the past, suggest None of them were marked, even though we know they don't have to be marked. None of them were classified. Here we have both. 4, classified and marked.
Right.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yes, that's not news. That's just Hillary.
Yeah. It's about the law. And so the people that were close to them also felt above the law.
Yeah, for sure.
We see this over and over again.
It's that deep swamp.
The lawyers, her aides, they sort of, it was like trickle down.
Yes.
A culture, a vein that runs through the Clinton, monarchy.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call them.
I don't know either. I mean, I do know what to call them.
Yeah, well, don't say it.
I can't do it without beeping it out anyway, so I'll just pass on that. Or we'll have to agree on that anyways.
Absolutely. Well, we'll agree on, I guess this has some really great news.
Oh, good, because we could use some.
Couple from Fixer Upper, Chip and Joanna Gaines, are pregnant with their 5th child.
Wow.
Anybody that watches them knows how much they love their babies. So they're always calling and talking about their kids, their babies, and she will say, like when she's finishing up her house at night, well, I hate to be away from my babies for 2 or 3 hours, which I think is BS. Are you kidding me? Every mother needs to be away from the kids for 2 or 3 hours.
Yes.
Okay?
They're at the nanny.
Kids. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to hurry up so I can get home to them.
We'd have to agree there.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely agree on that. And we don't always agree, but life's a journey and we're all in this together. Remember, do not become a victim. #nobody's victim. Thanks for listening. Godspeed, Connor, and Godspeed to all of our friends out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and thanks for listening, everybody.
Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at IX Web Hosting. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com to get up to 40% off your first year of the best hosting on the planet. Today's episode of Dueling Dialogue is brought to you by Saucy Eva. GMA's marinade is coming soon to a plate near you to gourmetize your meats and proteins.